Hello there guys, and welcome back to another review. Apologies it's taken me a couple of weeks, just things just kept getting in the way. But now I'm back with a, a new review, and today we'll be looking at the CollectA Hadrosaurus. Now Hadrosaurus, which name means bulky lizard, is a genus of hadrosaur that lived in the Campanian stage of the late Cretaceous 80 to 78 million years ago in what is now New Jersey, USA. It was around 7 to 8 meters long and weighed around 2 tons. Hadrosaurus was first uncovered in 1838 by a man known as Joseph Estow Hopkins, who was extracting marl from a pit near the Cooper River at Haddonfield, New Jersey. It would be 20 years later that the bones were properly looked over after a man known as William Parker Folk visited his house, eventually finding more material in the marl pit. He contacted Joseph Leidy, a paleontologist, to help with the excavation, and would also name the animal after his collaborator, Hadrosaurus folki. Now it is known from a single partial skeleton found in marine strata, meaning that the carcass was washed out to sea. It is actually the first hadrosaur to be scientifically described and the first North American dinosaur ever to be named. It is also the first mounted dinosaur skeleton to ever be exhibited in the entire world in 1868. So Hadrosaurus has been around for quite a long time. However, it doesn't really receive that much attention. So I'm actually really glad that CollectA have finally managed to produce a figure of Hadrosaurus. As I said, it's only known from one specimen, but preserved enough of the animal to get a good picture of what it looked like, and I think CollectA have done a really good job. First of all, as always, let's take a look at the head sculpt. Now the head sculpt is very, very nicely done. Got the black eyes here with a bit of yellow around there as well. We've got a red patch here on the nose, possibly used for display. Got the beak there as well. Mouth is open. Some nice detailing there, some nice pink wash there on the tongue. Some nice green colour all the way over the figure itself. There's some, see here, larger scales on the neck here. So those have been really nicely picked out. Going down the rest of the body, you can see is a beautiful scale work going down here. All these nice little pebbly scales all the way down the body, over the legs and hips and the tail. Along the back here we've of course got these iconic hadrosaur spikes, go all the way from the back of the neck all the way over the torso and all the way down to the end of the tail. Now these aren't preserved in Hadrosaurus itself, but they are known from other hadrosaurs, so it's highly likely that Hadrosaurus would have had them as well. The forelimbs here, as we have the hoof, which is actually now known from hadrosaurs, so they would have had a hoof covering the majority of their forelimb, and then a tiny little finger on this side, which has been nicely picked out. So the left one here is in a striding pose, whereas the right one has been tucked back as the animal is walking. We've got some nice striations here, nice muscle contortion around here. On the belly you can see the left back leg here, see is again in a nice walking pose there. Got the nice hadrosaur feet. Toes have been nicely picked out, a grey colour. And the other one as well, flat on the floor. While the other one is pushed back, again for a nice walking pose. Some nice muscle detail right here. So now we go down to the tail. This muscular tail. Got some dark green stripes going all the way down to the very end of the tail, and then underneath, see, might have like a light yellow or lime coloration for the underbelly. It says there CollectA Hadrosaurus 2022 made in China. Of course that's when the model was made. It was released in 2023. Of course have the cloaca there done in a nice brownish black colour. The tip of the tail here that nice green colour on the body. As you can see, it is quite a smaller figure. You can see it fits in the palm of my hand, so it would definitely fit on many of your shelves, I assume. But just for a little comparison, let me go and bring in a couple of figures. So, first up, here we have the Safari Limited Parasaurolophus from 2017. As you can see, the Parasaurolophus is definitely a lot bigger than the Hadrosaurus. Now, I don't know if this is a properly, or like a good scale, but I know that Hadrosaurus was one of the more medium-sized ones, so it might work. But as you can see, it's quite a small figure. And then we have the absolute gargantuan CollectA Edmontosaurus. And you can just, I mean, this is of course a deluxe figure, but you can just see the size difference. It would always work as like a little juvenile hadrosaur, maybe for like a herd, if you wanted it that way. But yeah, huge big boy right here. I don't know if I've reviewed the Edmontosaurus yet. I don't think I have. If you want to see a review of that, please do leave that in the comments below. And just for another comparison, here we have the CollectA Bristonius and the CollectA Fukuisaurus. So these three are more or less around the same size, and they make quite a nice little trio, I think. These are like the smaller hadrosaurs and iguanodonts, so yeah, I think they look actually quite nice together. So, that was my review of the CollectA Hadrosaurus. Quite a nice little figure. It doesn't take up too much space, and considering how long we have actually known about Hadrosaurus, it's only taken this long to make a figure of it. I know it doesn't look like much, it's not as imposing as many of the other hadrosaurs with their iconic head crests, but I think it's interesting enough that it warrants a figure. And now we have one thanks to CollectA. So yeah, I think it's quite nice. Well, quite a nice little figure. So, that was my review of the CollectA Hadrosaurus. If you want to purchase this figure, you can at Everything Dinosaur, which I will leave in the description box below. All of the information that I have actually supplied in this review actually does come from the Everything Dinosaur fact sheet. I only say that because I don't want certain things to be thought of as my own, or information taken out of context, considering something that's happened lately with a certain other YouTuber, but we're not going to get into that. There are other videos to explain about that, but yeah, I don't want that to come back and bite me. But yeah, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please leave comments if you enjoyed it, please leave a like as well, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do, it would really help me. And yeah, and I hope to see you all in the next video, which actually should be very, very soon. So, take care, guys. Bye.